All right, guys, welcome back. So today I kind of wanted to go over why I personally dislike cloning. And to be honest, like I'm not trying to tell you you can't be a cloner. I will say some pretty harsh words to cloners, specifically in the sense of I think it's pointless and stupid. So let's kind of get into that all together. I'll kind of give you my thoughts and feelings on why, and I'll give you some anger sauce in the sense of I piss off a lot of people with this gun. So let's kind of go over a lot of things that I've changed real quick on here, and then we will get into the build itself. Let's look at some of the changing things that I have done here on the M4. I've changed the buttstock. I changed the selector. I have changed the trigger. This is a Geisley single stage precision trigger. I changed the magazine release to a Knight's Armament. It just had a plain Jane mil-spec magazine release. I changed this to a Geisley maritime bolt catch. I changed out the grip to the B5 instead of the standard A2 profile, which I think is hideous and I don't like. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and then the buffer is a Geisley Super 42 with an H2 buffer on the inside. So we swapped that out real quick. And then I went over here to the front. The top end of the gun, I guess you could call it. We changed out the charging handle. This is a PRI Ambi Gas Buster charging handle. I am left-handed, so that's exactly why all of this stuff has changed. Didn't change out anything in the bolt carrier group. Didn't change out the sights or anything like that. But I did add a 193 riser to my Aimpoint Pro because this is not a clone correct optic whatsoever. So why would I stay clone correct with any of it? I think it's all pointless. And yeah, the Knight's RAS handguard I kept. I got a Unity hot button with the Modlite OKW on an Arasaka light with the OKW head. But yeah, I really love that. Magpul sling swivel. This is a Chromeline 14.5 barrel. This is not a Cold Hammer forged. It is a Chromeline 14.5. All right, so let's get into talking about it. First of all, as if you can tell up here by the muzzle, the muzzle device is pinned. It's a 14.7 inch barrel, but the muzzle device is pinned at to make it a 16.1 inch overall length. That's not clone correct. Just so everybody is very aware, clone correct is almost darn near impossible to do. So why am I going to spend a bunch of time and money and resources to build something that came out of the GWAT era that we spent millions of dollars to improve, and that the military went and sought the civilian sector's help for to build better weapon systems? The reason why I bought the FN M4 military collector was because I always wanted to build out an M4 the way I wanted to do it when I was a soldier. I was a soldier in the National Guard, and I was a soldier on active duty. And I absolutely loved that job. People made it miserable, but I loved the job that I did. I was a 19 Delta. Being a 19 Delta, I got to carry around my M4 and a 240 that I can't own because my country doesn't apparently like us. Yeah, no, there's a lot of reasons you want to build something like this, but I always wanted to build the gun that I wanted to have as a soldier, that I thought was more effective, because the U.S. Army puts out stuff that's just blatantly, you're going to fall in line and you're going to do exactly what we tell you to do. And I just thought that that was pointless. I think that building clone guns, if you've never served in the military, sure, by all means. But my personal feeling on building a clone firearm, it's kind of pointless. I bought the military collector because I shot an FN when I was in the Army. This is the closest thing I could get to having that. It doesn't have any of the clone correct markings. It doesn't have the F stamp on the bolt because FN doesn't own the proprietary some bullshit or other that all happens. I think it's stupid that people seek out these cult lore receivers and spend boatloads of money on things that is absolutely pointless in the end. You're going to buy a gun to shoot it. There are people that buy these FN military collectors to put on the wall. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that, I feel like you're dumber than me. It's a gun. Go out and shoot it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out here thinking the wrong things. But this is really just a topic I really wanted to lightly discuss. This will probably be less than a 6-minute video. But Yeah, I changed the things on the gun that I bought because that's what I wanted to do. This is not a clone correct gun. It will never be a clone correct gun. I think that trying to clone correct something, to be honest, I've already said it, it's pointless. You can't do it. If you have an SBR lower, guess what? That's not clone correct because you had to go and SBR it. So you had to write some stuff on there. So even if you do have a Colt lower receiver that's got all the forge markings and all the things that it's supposed to have, it's an SBR lower to run your 14.5 because you can't run a 16 inch. And if you pin and weld the barrel on your clone correct Colt 14.5 to make it a 16 inch so you don't have to SBR your lower, guess what? That's not clone correct either because they didn't pin and weld the barrels. So yeah, no, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You can't create a clone correct rifle. You can get pretty darn close, and a lot of people spend a lot of time and money doing it. But is it really worth it? I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go with your Insight light, and you're going to go clear rooms like it's 2003? Like, that's stupid. We have better lights now. We have better triggers. We have better ammunition. We have better bolt carrier groups. To me, it's pointless. If you have your own personal reasons for doing it, by all means, do it. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just think a bunch of people are running around here acting like their clone correct M4A1 is all it can be. When you can slap some newer, better parts on there, get yourself a better running weapon, get yourself a better trigger guard, a trigger that feels better, a hand grip that's in a more better angle. I would honestly go ahead and try some new things. Get a better stock. Different things like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know the cloners out there are going to see this video and lose their mind, but your clone correct M4A1, as someone who served and actually had an M4A1, unlike most of the dudes who are running around with a clone correct M4A1, it's pointless, it's stupid, and it's not as good as anything you can make nowadays in a gunfight. So there you go. I'm just going to put it out there. Go ahead, throw your shade my way, because that's what this video is about. Throwing shade. Cloners, have fun.